Okay, good evening, everybody. We'll start. Right. Today in this seminar, we are going to just start a very important section. This is about early technology. So when we take early technology, this is something that exactly in the exam given as a question. But for about 2 years now, they have not given such a question from this section. So now that's also uh, uh, there's a possibility of coming this time exam this question because of that possibility. And when we take early technology, normally this early technology comes to the fourth question of your oral. So what is the fourth question? Exactly, you have 6 Sri Lankan history questions. Six Sri Lankan history questions from 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Out of these 6 Sri Lankan history questions, you have to answer only 4. Only 4 you are going to answer. And when we take the classification of the lessons that normally how these questions are given, fourth question is based on early technology. Now, this early technology was a question actually always given from 2016 up to last year. They have given a question exactly from this section, early technology. But this year, we could not see such a question in the question paper. That may be because of that sometimes they have changed the structure in this exam. The history paper, especially the second paper structure, have been a little bit changed, and they have made that change. So because of that, maybe they have not given this question. So they have omitted it. But regularly this question and the technology comes in the exam. Usually it comes. So because of that, this is very important section. So as it had not come for this time exam, we can expect this one to come for this December exam. So however, when we take early technology, what are the areas that you should know? The areas that you should know when we take this early technology. Now, what are the areas? Now we'll see what are the areas. So early technology means we know that technology had been used by people in every time period. So like this. You can see that. Wait. Right. So technology had been used by people at every time. So that means even at the Stone Age, even at the proto-historic time period, even at the historic age. Now you should know what are the differences of these ages. What is the Stone Age? Stone Age is the time period that man used stone implements. So then the technology comes in making implements. So here we can see they have made some stone implements. What were the 3 types of stone implements that they have made? Geometric, micro, non-geometric, micro, and the large implements. So this is a kind of question that can be given. What is the technology of constructing or making geometric micro tools? What is the technology of making non-geometric micro tools? And how they get large? Other than these making these tools, they had another technology that is about the housing. So they did not make any houses. They did not build any house. They were living in natural caves, but in front of their cave, they have prepared a parapet wall. So what do you mean by a parapet wall? by keeping stones one on another. They were just making a kind of wall to keep a shelter, to cover the openings of their cave and be protected from the natural wind or rain. This is the only housing technology. So this is the only technology for the Stone Age man. Until now, in any question paper from 2016, they have not given a question related to Stone Age technology. So this is not so important because of that. Stone Age technology is not important because of that. Because in any exam, they have not given. Even I have not seen this question comes in even term tests also. But this is something very important. But the technology of the proto-historic age. This is regularly coming. It had given from 2016 several times in question papers. So when this is given once again related to three topics. Technology of making clay pots. Technology of making clay pots. Now this is the proto-historic age. Proto-historic age means the time period that man started agriculture. This is the time period of hunters. This is agricultural time period. Now here to cook what they have prepared through agriculture, they have used clay pots, burn clay pots. So there's a technology. Second thing, iron leaching. Iron leaching technology means what? Extracting iron. Why they extract iron? To make iron implements. What is the use of iron implements? To do their works in agricultural activities. So there is a technology. Third one is housing. So they started permanently living in houses. They started making houses. And that technology, how they made houses. Now these are the three technologies related to proto-historic time period. This question has come for the exam several times in many formats. So they can give this as like one time they have given the question like proto-historic age is an age of transformation. Show that with examples that it is an age of transformation. So now see, even the same thing is asked. What are they asking? They are asking about the technology. Right. But today we are not dealing with this. Even this. Today I have taken something very important regularly given in the exam for the fourth question, that is about the technology of the historic age. When we take the technology of the historic age, what is the major thing that you should know? So when we take the historic age technology, that is the time period of the kings. Now here, they have passed the Stone Age, they have come to the agricultural age. After this, they have come to the king's time period, or we call it as pre-state era or pre-historic era. That means the time period in between agricultural age and the king's time period as well, the time period of the kings. Here, we know that Sri Lankan civilization was a water civilization, hydraulic civilization. Why we call it as a hydraulic civilization? Because it is related to water. Many of the settlements in Sri Lanka had been located in the dry zone. The main problem with the dry zone is what? Less rain. Only 3 months raining, 9 months dry. So the main food or the main cultivation in this region was what? The main cultivation was paddy. Paddy needed much water. So when paddy needed much water, how they can do paddy cultivation in these 9 dry months? So that is the problem. To solve this problem, what they have done? They have constructed tanks. They have constructed tanks to store water received through the drain for these 3 months and to use for 9 months. So this is something very important which is coming regularly for the exam. That means the technology of constructing tanks. Other than this, what are the other technologies that you have to study for the exam? They can come on and off, some technologies. So what are these technologies? One is that the technology of foundation of Rowan Valley sand. So if you want, you can just keep this down in a piece of paper. I have uploaded a queue so that we will do later on. The technology of foundation of Rowan Valley sand and the technology of purification of water, that is known as Ura Catalin. So the technology in Ura Catalin, purification of water in the rice. Even Vajra Chumbata. So what is Vajra Chumbata? So Vajra Chumbata means the technology of protecting the large buildings from thunder and lightning. Vajra Chumbata. And the next one is about urban park design. So the best example, see urban park design. Okay, though this also can come. And even there's another one that is about early medical technology. Early medical technology. And even the other one is, there's another one that is about that removing waste, sanitation. So regarding these things, this had come in early papers, in past papers, but foundation of Rowan said it not come. Mura Catalin still had not come as a big question, but for MCQ they have given, and Vajra Chumbat also had not come for the essay type questions. So you should know about this technology to answer the fourth question of the oral paper. Okay, right. So I'm not going to actually explain everything here. Now we have very limited time here. So I'm not going to explain everything. So Ura Catalin is something, a kind of wells that had been constructed in the dry zone to purify water. So I'm taking only one part here, only one thing today, because everything we can't do. So this is a lesson that we have to actually teach one by one, at least 2 months, like 4 days, sorry, 8 days. So here I'm taking only 1 day and 1.5 hours only. So within that time period, I can't explain everything. So I have given you a kind of idea, a brief idea how this is given, so that now you can just go through them, note down this, and you can then later on, you can find the information about these things. So I have to tell, all these things are not in the textbook. Some people think that by reading the text, 2 textbooks, grade 10 and grade 11, you can get an A. So I don't think that only a very successful or very talented student only can get an A by referring only those 2 books, because this is something creative. So writing answers in history is something creative. So you must be guided. Without a guideline, without a proper guidance, you cannot write answers. To write answers with what you have been given in the textbook, there must be even technology that we have developed. A special technology you have to adopt. So you have to get a very clear understanding about all these things to write the answer for the fourth question of the oral paper. Even many MCQs may come from this section. So that means like at least 5 MCQs out of 40 may come from the technology. So here, what is the value of this section? Then 5 marks here. And even here for this error question, like it is 18 marks. 80 means 9 marks out of 100. So that means even for structured essay questions that can come. Right. So what is my idea today? My idea is actually this one. So talking with you about the technology of constructing tanks. Right. So even I have given something small paper. If we have time, so we'll do that. Right. So when we take tanks, what is a tank? A tank is something that early villages they have constructed. We know that Wapigam. So what are Wapigam? Wapigam are the villages with tanks. Wapigam are the villages with tanks. So normally when we take a village, so these are some houses, right? So these are some houses, like 5, 6 families, they are living in this house, in this village. So we'll see that A family, B family, C family, D family, E family, like that 5 families are living. So they just construct their houses in one place because for the protection. And this we call as a hamlet. And nearby to that, they construct a tank, small tank. So this is the small village tank. And this is the forest area. So they use this area for chain cultivation. So chain. And this area paddy fields. Why? They can get water from this tank. Paddy fields. So now this is a small tank in small village in the dry zone. So such villages are known as Wapi. I'm not talking about this constructing of the village tank. So that they can do very easily by finding a place. But here, these small tanks were not enough for villagers to get water when they were doing agricultural activities in large scale. So when doing agricultural activities in large scale, they had to construct very large tanks. So that is what here we are going to discuss. How they constructed very large tanks. And even kings, they constructed tanks. When kings were constructing tanks, they were having some objectives of constructing those tanks. So what are the objectives? So when you read the objective, this is one question. They will say you or let you write, explain 3 objectives of constructing tanks. Why they constructed large tanks? One objective was to store water. To store water. So they want to store water to be used during this 9 dry months. 3 months only rain. So store water for agricultural activity. This is something very easy for everyone. They can understand. To store water is one objective. And what is the other objective? Another objective is there are many people are living in cities. The people who live in those cities, they wanted water for their daily activities. What are the activities that they want? Like cooking, like bathing, like washing. So this is known as second objective. What is the second objective? To fulfill urban water requirements. Urban water requirements. So normally kings, they have constructed the tanks inside the cities for this purpose. What is the purpose? To fulfill the urban water requirements. So outside the cities normally for this purpose, inside this purpose. And there's a third objective. So what is the third objective? So that is to control floods. That is to control floods. So these are 3 objectives. Now in the textbook, this has been given. They have given this one 3 objectives, but they have not given any explanation. So in the exam, they give you a question, explain the 3 objectives of constructing tanks, explain your answer under 3 headings, giving examples. So now you have to find out what kings have constructed tanks to store water, what kings have constructed tanks to fulfill this one, and what kings for this one, and you must give an example, you must give examples, and you must write 3 paragraphs under each heading. So that is what the answer expected in the exam. So this is a 6 marks question. For this to write this heading and to explain 2 marks on. To write this heading and explanation 2 marks. To write this heading and explanation 2 marks. So 6 marks question. To get these 6 marks, not only you have to write these 3 headings, but you have to explain. The explanation with facts as well as examples. So that is the difficult task. So that's why I told you studying only the textbook has no use. So you have to explore and study history. Otherwise, you can't write answers successfully easily. Can write, but with so lot of difficulties. You have to find facts, gather facts, and practice, and the walls should be guided. So that is the thing. However, now this is one question that you can be. What is the question? Explain the objectives of constructing tanks. Okay. Asking question, each topic should have only 1 paragraph. Yes, only 1 paragraph. So 3 paragraphs here you are writing. So that means you have to write 3 paragraphs under each heading, 1 paragraph of 6 to 8 lines, like to support your heading. You have to give examples and you have to give an explanation. Now, this is one question. So what is the first question? Objectives. Objectives of constructing tanks is one question that can be given. What is the second question that can be given related to this tank technology, hydro technology? The second question is that about the components of tanks. So what are known as components? Components means the parts of the tank. When constructing a tank, early engineers have considered two factors. What are the two factors they considered? How to control destructive pressure. Okay, so you know that when taking Parakrama Samudra like very big tanks, huge amount of water is gathered. So they create a huge amount of destructive pressure. How to control that destructive pressure and keep that water for a long time. Okay, so that is, give me one time to adjust this, right? Right. So that means how to control this destructive pressure, control that pressure, keep that water for a long time. For this purpose, they have constructed the dam of the tank strongly. So dam of the tank strongly they have constructed for this purpose. What purpose? To control the pressure and keep that water for a long time. Even there was a component known as Nalapana. So what is Nalapana? So that's a kind of stone layer placed on the inner surface of the dam to prevent that dam being destroyed or eroded by the waves of water. That is Nalapana. So these two components they have prepared in order to control this destructive pressure. So when you are explaining that, normally the question is given in this way. The question is given, take two components of a tank, explain the structure and the function of those components of tank. Now, when you take dam as a component, when you select dam, so you have to explain how it was constructed. That is known as structure. And what is the function? Function is this one, the challenge that the engineers faced. So that you would explain. Now, when we take the second challenge, so what are the second challenge that they faced, the engineers? How to control the destructive pressure and release water, distribute water. So here, keep that water for a long time. The other one is what? How to distribute water. So for that, they have constructed what? Sluice. Sluice gate we call, in single we call it as bisoko, and silk trap. So silk trap is bisoko and this sluice is the sorrow. You have explained how they have been constructed and what were the functions. So that you have to explain in the paragraph. So that is the second question. These are the only two questions that can be given from the hydrotechnology, technology of constructing tanks. So today we are going to discuss only these two questions, not the other things, because everything we can't take within one day. So we will be taking these two questions and we'll explain how that answer can be written. So we have a very limited time. So I have uploaded a tude for you. So I think you have got it, downloaded it. So in that tude, these two questions are there. And even the method of writing answers is also there. So I'm going to explain those two questions and answers now. If we have any spare time, so we'll go to the other tude that I have uploaded. So that is about some short questions about the technology of other things like the Ura cataloging and everything. Okay, now we'll take the tude and we'll tude is uploaded to your website, right? And you can take it even for WhatsApp groups. I have sent the tude. So now we'll take this. Let me take the tude. So you also can take the by going to the website. So that's there. Even in WhatsApp groups, I have that. I have sent it. Okay, so here our main idea is about this water management. Okay. So I have given time for you to, if anyone wants that, go to the website and get the tune, right? Only for 2-3 minutes. So until I take this tune. Okay, shall we discuss this? Right. So I have uploaded it to the group. Once again, I can go to group and upload, right? So already I have done it, right? So you can take it from the group, right? So this is our question here, ancient technology, right? So now see here, what are the major objectives of constructing tanks? So in the tube, you have that part, these three objectives. Now, what are the three objectives? To provide water for agricultural activities, to control floods in floodplains, and to fulfill water requirements of urban population. So these are the three major objectives of constructing tanks. So this is actually important even for MCQs, because in MCQ questions also they ask you, what are the objectives? The thing in the textbook is what in the textbook, this is only given. So they are not explaining anything. They are not giving examples. But in the question paper, they are asking to give examples. What were the tanks and who were the kings who constructed those tanks to fulfill these objectives? So like that, there's a big deal in the question paper. For that, you have to get some additional information. Without this additional information, you cannot answer the question. Right. Now I'm going to show you some of the things about these tanks. Now here see in my presentation here. I think you wrote that one earlier. And see the first one here. Water management. Reasons for a need of water management. Objectives. Making agricultural activities successful. So why we had to manage water? For making agricultural activities successful. Even to control floods and meeting the needs of the urban people. So here you see the main factors that have been considered when making tanks. I told you that two challenges faced by early tank engineers in constructing tanks. Selecting a proper place to construct the tank. Now the tank, but actually you can't construct simply in a place. So there must be a proper place to construct that tank. Okay. So what was the proper place? How to find out the proper place to construct the tank? So I'm going to the whiteboard once again and see Once again, why what see? How to find out the place to construct the tank one successfully, right? So now see, you take like this. Not a simple place. Now, everywhere you can construct tank ones. So there must be a proper place that you have to see. How to select that? So it must be a place where three sides were covered by mountains. Then only know here that the water will be gathered, otherwise water will not be gathered. So then this side you have to construct a dam. So dam is not something so erect like this. So if you make this one like this, it will not be so strong. So in the place where three sides were covered by mountains, that the first thing to be fulfilled. Joining two or more hillocks. Now these are natural ridges that you are going to join. Natural ridges. Natural ridges are what? Small hillocks. You are joining the small hillocks there. Why? They are naturally located, they are so strong. Then when you join them, this dam will become so strong. Otherwise, not strong. And there must be a foundation also. This is the second thing, natural ridges. Thirdly, there must be a place with rocky surface. Why rocky surface? That is the foundation. Now, a strong dam was constructed in a place where three sides were covered by mountains by joining few ridges in a place where there is a rocky surface. Now, when we take a cross section of this dam, you can see a cross section like this. So this is the outer surface and this is the inner surface where what is there. So this is Ralapanava or riprap wave breaker. That's a granite layer that had been placed on the inner surface of the dam to prevent this dam being eroded by waves of water. So this is water. And when constructing this one, so this is having a gentle slope, this is having a deep slope. Different soil layers, rock layers, soil layers, sand layers, gravel layers, clay layers, they are placing and pressurized. Then only you can make a very strong dam. Otherwise, you can't make a strong dam. So this thing you have to explain in the exam. When you are explaining about the components of the tank, you are taking dam as one component and the structure. So you have to write. This dam had been constructed in such a place. What place? The place where three sides were covered by mountains by joining 2-3 ridges on a rocky surface, naturally located rocky surface, by putting different layers like this. That is structure. What is the function? Function is controlling huge pressure created by gathered water and distributing that water, keeping that water for a long time. So this is the structure of the dam. So that is the second question that comes. So now we are discussing what? We are discussing only the objectives of constructing dam. So when we go to objectives, these are the three objectives. So you can just write these three objectives. If you don't have the two, you just write on a piece of paper. Okay, now. So later on, if anyone is requesting from me that I can send you to WhatsApp. Okay. So this is my number. I have put into chat. So just send me a request to WhatsApp. Okay, then I will send you the tube personally to WhatsApp. Okay. So these are the three objectives. Now, what is the first question? Briefly discuss the objectives of constructing a civil exam. Now we have gone for the other presentation and we have discussed later on. Okay, now see. Selecting a proper place to construct the tank, one especially a place with natural rock base. How to control the destructive pressure created by huge volume of water gathered and keeping that water for a long time. How to control pressure caused by its colossal capacity of gathered water when water is taken out of use. That means actually this is distributing water. This is what? Distributing water. So we can see this is a relation. So this is started of tank. Now this is the tank. So this is the tank. Now see, tank is not just that I told you that it's not just erect something or like straight lines. It's having a bend. Why this bend is there? The small mountains are not located in a straight line. So they are located here and there. So to join them, you have to make a tank one with the bend like this. So this one is the main spill. Spill means what? That is the place where excess water is taken out. And this is the main sluice, the place where water is distributed to paddy fields. And here you can say, see on the other inner surface of the dam, the reef trap will break or run up. There are many sluices, mine sluice, main sluice, there are two sluices for you. Right. So when you did the tank one, how to select a place to construct the tank one? Taking steps needed to prevent the tank one from sinking when it is constructed. Now, what is the action that they have taken to prevent sinking of the tank one? They are constructing the tank one on a naturally located rocky surface. And constructing the tank one on a naturally established rock. After finding such a rock located between two natural hills, the tank one was still collecting the hills from either side. Okay, so sometimes not only two hills they are joining, like when they constructed the tank one or the Paragram Sutra, it is like about 7 kilometers long. So sometimes they have joined 5-6 ridges. Right. So now see when there are no ridges. But sometimes there are some places where you can't find a ridge, no ridges. Like in where Manor. So we know that the tank located in Manor region is giant tank, Yodha. Oh, constructing the tank bund of Yodha. So you can see the tank bund is here, a curved tank. Right? So no ridges to join. So the tank bund had been constructed as a curve. The tank bund is so long there. So this is your level at Manor. So no ridges to join. So taking the advantage of the natural gradient of the ground, they have constructed this. Okay, right. Now see, to make strong tank bunds, what they have done? The tank bund had been constructed of several soil layers. It had been made of several thoroughly breathing layers, such as a layer of clay, soil, gravel, clay, kirimatic. In ancient time, animals may have been used to do so. How they have pressurized these layers by using the animals. Elephants are used to big soil layers. They are heavy animals, right? So elephants are used. So now see here. This is a cross section of it. Now see here. This is the tank one. This is the water that has been collected. According to the natural gradient of the land, or this has been constructed. No, that removing of soil is there. So to construct large tanks, they have not removed any soil. Only according to the gradient of the land, these road have been gathered, and these are the settlements, and these are paddy tracks. So the water is taken to canals to paddy tracks. So normally, Ralakhana is what? Repair breaker. So in Ralakhana, what do they do? The structure that is built to prevent the harm of eroding the tank one if the power caused by water waves. It's a gravel layer placed, not a gravel actually, it's a, you can say it's a layer of stones located in the inner surface of the dam. Function is protecting the tank one from waves of water. So you can see in this picture, this is Ralakhana or the repair breaker. Now this is the dam. This is the inner surface. Here they have placed this rocky surface to prevent this tank from being eroded by the waves of this water of this tank. So here you can see this is the Ralakhana. And Sorovar is what? Sorovar is the structure that releases water through the dam. Inside that there is a structure called Mohal. So what is Mohal? It is controlling water pressure. The wooden structure inside the sluice that control water pressure in early tanks. So these things you must explain inside this sluice. There is a structure known as Mohan that is controlling water pressure. So what is the function of this is releasing water from tanks by controlling water pressure. So now see, I will show you a structure of such a thing. Now see here, this is the dam. Through the dam, this comes, the wall comes to, this is known as sluice, sorovar. It goes to the dam. So when we take a big one, like now see, you can see here, so this one, this is sorovar. This is an early sorovar in Maldives dam. So this only water comes, it's very huge. So this is the, that is this one. To that one, they have made once again a spear-shaped well-like structure that is known as Eduzone or silk trap. What is the function of silk trap? So when water flows through the sluice, it goes up and come down, controlling water pressure. Otherwise, the pressure is created here. Sometimes this end of the dam will be eroded and destroyed because of the pressure. Inside this bit of Visakhapatnam only, there was a structure known as Mohana, a wooden structure in earlier tanks. Now you can't find that Mohana because it was made with wood and easily destroyed. And in present day tanks, we don't have wooden structure as Mohana, but we have some levers like this. So this is something modern. Sluice gate is this one. So this is the same trap. So there is a lever like this. So this you can lift down as well as lift it up and control the amount of water flowing into the sluice. This is something we have in present day tanks. So this well-like structure is what? That is a silk trap. This one is what? Sorovar. So here you can see early sorovar, how they have made this by keeping layers of stone. Or the we can say there that stone plates like this in a shape of a stone. So then Visakhapatnam. In Visakhapatnam, related to Visakhapatnam, there are two sluices I told you. What are two sluices? Now this is one sluice. So this is known as mud sluice. So I have shown you this one. So in this one you can see mud sluice is this one. So that is the deepest place of the tank. This is the upper sluice. Now this one is distributing water regularly throughout the year. This is distributing water when the water level is high. When the water level goes down, it cannot distribute water. Only this can distribute water when the water level goes down. So that is mud sluice. So why we call it as mud sluice? Now there's a reason. It is the sluice located at the lower level in the tank. Lowest. It can be used to remove silt accumulated. Sometimes in the tank, the silt or the mud can be accumulated. That accumulated mud is removed by this sluice, mud sluice. So that's why we call this mud sluice. The located in the lowest place of the dam. Water can be taken at any time in the year to that. Now see here, this one you can see this is that mud sluice. Okay, it goes to the Visakhapatnam or silk trap. This is the dam. See the shape of the dam like this. Okay, so here you can see what that is a stone layer. Water side is this side, and upper sluice, it is the sluice located at a higher level in the tank, but water can be taken to it when the water level is high. So construction of the silk trap, a rectangular space is made of the stones from which water flows out from tank. Right. So function of the silk trap is what? Releasing tank water with the least pressure level after releasing water at different pressure levels. And once again, we'll go to that question and we'll discuss the answer. Okay. When writing answers, I told you exactly you have to write the topic. Now, what is the question? Briefly discuss the objectives of constructing tanks. Giving examples. Now, 3 objectives you have to write. Now, see, I have written providing water for agriculture. When you write this topic, you are given 1 mark out of now. What is the total marks allocated for this question? 6. Now, how you can get these 6 marks? 1 mark is given when writing the first objective, providing water for agriculture or storing water. So even you can change the topic, no problem. One of the major responsibilities of the king was the development of the economy of the country. as there was an agriculture-based economy that they have taken many steps to develop agriculture. Okay, so that means there was a agriculture-based economy. So because of that, they had to develop agriculture. Due to the selection of the dry zone to establish civilization, early people were facing difficulties in obtaining water for agricultural activities. First, you have to explain why they constructed tanks. They settled where? In the dry zone. Selection of the dry zone. Okay, so here you can highlight it. Why we are highlighting? Because that is one of the points that we have included. When you are including three facts only in the answer, they are giving marks. So this is something that they give marks. So that's why I told you there must be a guidance for you to show how marks are allocated, how marks are given. So when we have to write about the dry zone, when you're writing about the dry zone, 1 mark is that means the marks are allocated. I told you the 3 facts you have to include. Okay. Though the area was suitable for agriculture, the dry zone received rain only for 3 months. That you have mentioned. So that's why we constructed tanks. Dry zone received rain only for 3 months. So that there was a need of conserving water received during the rainy period to be used during the dry 9 months. To store rainwater, kings have constructed large tanks. Now you have to give examples what kings have constructed tanks. Right, so King Vasudha. Today I'm not well. Even though with being not well, I just did this because I have even already published the handbill that I'm doing a seminar here, so that's why I did. So sorry for disturbances. Sometimes I may be coughing, so because of that, sometimes maybe disturbances may come, right? Now, King Vasudha started constructing large tents. So that's an example you can. Vasudha was the king who started constructing large tents. And some of the tents constructed by him, but Padariya Mahavinachi. So you are giving some examples. Even Alahara Canal, who constructed? So this is the third point that you are given marks. So what is the first point that when you are writing selection of the dry zone, they will give you a mark. When you are writing about the dry zone receiving rain only for 3 months and dry, so you are given marks. When you are giving examples about the kings who had constructed tanks, once again giving what? Marks. So here, how many marks you get? Only 1 mark for this paragraph. But nothing to do. You have to include these 3 facts to get that 1 mark. So history, getting marks is so difficult. Writing by something, you can't get marks. So that's why I told you. These students normally they will understand at the end. When they are 1 month, like they understand that I have this knowledge on this history. Then it is too late. Sometimes they come for classes, then too late. Can't understand. Sometimes they go for seminars, but seminar is something useful for students who have studied well. From a seminar, you can't expect everything because in a seminar, no teacher can give everything. So in a class only, you can give all the things. So after doing such a good study, even by yourself, one can study like that and come for the seminar, then you can get an advantageous things from the seminar. And here we are writing about Parakrama Bahu. So here Parakrama Bahu is the second example. So he gifted the golden era of Sri Lankan irrigation. Golden era of Sri Lankan irrigation. So he gifted, right? Okay, so I think you just highlighted the important points here and fill the blanks. Okay, so to support this heading, providing water for agriculture. Now, 3 things you must write in the paragraph, then not the full marks are given. Selection of the dry zone for settlements. Dry zone receiving on rain only for few months. And kings constructed tanks and giving examples of the kings. Right, now see here, we'll move on. So this is the workout of this paragraph of 163 large tanks, nearly 2,000 small tanks, and nearly 4,000 canals. If you can remember only like this. If you write, you are confirming about your knowledge for the person who evaluate your paper. But if you are not giving these examples, sometimes they may think that you have less knowledge on this. So because of that, you are getting less marks. The best thing is actually, so you have to you have to give examples. Second heading, controlling floods. Now see, when you write this heading, you are given one more. During the rainy period, lowlands with plains are regularly flooded. So that you have to tell why this process was needed. Okay, why this process was needed. So that is there. Okay, right. So then, that's because of the excess water received in hilly areas. Flowing through the rivers, when that excess water flows to the rivers in flatland areas where water flow is slow, rivers were overflowing, creating floods. So how the floods are created? How the floods are created, you should explain. Okay, how the floods are created. Okay, then that constructing large tank across the rivers, so then you have to tell the solution. How these floods were controlled. Early people, they constructed large tank bunds across rivers. Why they construct these tank bunds across rivers? Then, in the area above that dam, excess water is collected. That area will become a tank. That excess water later on in dry periods you can use for agricultural activities. So that they could store water needed for agricultural activities in that dry period in those large tanks. One of the examples for a tank constructed to control floods is Kala River constructed by King Rajasthan. Now this is wrong. Sorry, this is correct, but this had not been given this example in the textbook. Now see, only studying two textbooks has no use. When writing answers, excess knowledge is needed. Excess knowledge, how you can find, there are many sources. So you have to select the source that you can get more information, more knowledge. So that is the only method of writing successful answers for history easily. I don't tell that one person cannot do the exam and get an A pass by his own. Can. But he has to put forward a big effort on that. So without putting such a big effort by finding information outside and everything. So the only easiest method is that getting a proper guidance about the this history paper, how to write answers, what are the successful answers. Well, now there's actually I have to tell you, there's a small method is there now. If I ask a question, how many lessons are there in grade 10 and 11? In grade 10, there are 10 lessons. In grade 11, there are 9 lessons. You should not study all the lessons to get any pass. By studying only half of the lessons, 9 lessons, you can get an A for history. So now easy, no? So without studying the entire syllabus, by studying half of the syllabus, getting an A, a shortcut. So if you can do that, that means you can just keep that spare time for studying other subjects. So there's a method like that. So that's a shortcut. So at the beginning, I'm not going to introduce you that shortcut because you have to study the entire syllabus. Okay. What is the third heading? Meeting the water requirements of urban people. So you must tell about these things when writing these answers. Early cities like Anuradhapura and Polonnaruwa were comprised of more than 35,000 people. So early cities. And those citizens living in cities were having a lot of water requirements. So you must write about the water requirements like bathing, washing, cooking. In order to fulfill those water requirements, rulers have constructed tanks within the city areas. So then you must write, rulers have constructed tanks within the city areas. Then give examples. Now these 3 facts must be needed to get full marks for this paragraph. Okay. So even it is making the cities beautiful, additional information. Cooling system, the cities, the design, the dry zone, so very high temperature, so the temperate climate. So because of that, there must be a cool, natural cooling system for the cities. And give examples, Gamini were constructed by King Pandukabe, that is presently known as Basavakulama. And Tisa were constructed by King Devanam. It is the giving example. So sometimes you may write a paragraph with the length of one page, not given marks, only you have to include these points, then only they are giving marks. Without including proper points, the length of the answer is not a fact that you are given marks. Including proper factors, even you can write a small paragraph with 5 lines, no problem, you are given marks. Without the proper factors, writing one page, no marks. Even sometimes they are not giving the mark which should be given for the heading, meeting the water requirements of urban people. You are writing just only the heading without supporting it with a paragraph. Sometimes not given the marks given for this. Right. So we discussed the answer for the first question. So if anyone wants the tune or the recording of this, you can just send me a WhatsApp message asking for those things to this number in the chat. I have given that number once again. Okay, so that you can just send me a message then to WhatsApp, then I can just give you the recording and even completed note. So second question, what were the 2 challenges faced by early engineers in constructing large irrigation systems? 2 challenges. Even this question can be given in another. This question can be given in another. How this question can be given? What is the other way of giving this question? The other way of giving this question is what? Explain 2 components of tanks in the structure and the function of 2 components of tanks. The same question, the same answer. Why? 2 challenges are the functions. And here, when you write the answer for this question, for function, the function has been given, and you have explained about the component. When they are asking that, give 2 components and explain, then you have to write, name the component and explain the structure and function. Now, what are the 2 challenges faced by early engineers of constructing tanks? How to control the destructive pressure created by huge amount of gathered water and keep that water for a long time. How to control the destructive pressure. So I explained on the board, even in my presentation, how that what is the component which could be used to control destructive pressure created by huge amount of water gathered. That is the dam of the tank. Even I explained how the dam was constructed by engineers. And how to control pressure created by water and distribute into agricultural activities. How to distribute that water gathered in the tank by controlling destructive pressure. So that is the second thing. So even in my queue, the number is WhatsApp number is there. So you can just use this number and just send me a WhatsApp message asking for recording or completed note or anything, and any support even, and see what were the components of tanks that has been designed to face about challenges. Tank 1. Selecting a place to construct a tank 1. How to select a place? A place in a river valley where the tank 1 could be constructed, joining 2 hillocks of the mountain ranges to fill the area behind the tank 1 with water. Not only 2 hillocks, sometimes maybe few hillocks. Right? The place where 3 sides are covered by mountains, otherwise how to fill the water? You just construct the dam, but from one side is covered now, from other sides water will be vanished. To prevent that, the 3 sides should be covered by mountains, and one side is open to construct the large bund joining 2 or more hillocks. Now see, this you have explained as a paragraph. Now here I have not explained it as a paragraph. Yes, I have given it as points, point. Right. So then making the tank one stronger, how you have made it stronger? Using a naturally located rocky surface as the foundation of the dam. Then the tank one will not be sinking. To prevent the tank one being sinking, just on the floor, you can't construct this. Why? It's a very heavy structure. It's a very huge structure. So because of the heaviness and the hugeness, it may sink and sometimes destroyed, sometimes cracked. When you use this rocky surface of the foundation, you can write those things even in yours. Using different layers of stone, soil, clay, gravel, and kirimetti to construct the dam. So every month I hope to do one free seminar like this, taking very important sections of the exam. Like that fourth question I have taken this time. Next time I'm going to get another one more question and just point out to how to write the answer for that question. But remember, by doing this one only you can't be satisfied that I am so excellent in writing answers for the fourth question. So I told you this time they have not given this question. Rarely, on and off, sometimes they are changing the structure. When they change the structure, when you get ready for only one question, so then you are engaged. If that question is not given, so this time also, many of the students who had got ready for this question, they became disappointed when that question was not given. So this is an easy question to write. So, but this time they have not given. So instead of not giving this one, so they have doubled another question. They have doubled the question. So if that person was good in that section, no problem. He could write answers successfully. But if he was weak in that section which had been doubled for the question, so then problem. So how to select question? You can't select 4 questions. The most safer thing is being excellent in all the fields. You should know all these questions, question areas, subject areas, the where you have studied, and then easily you can be prepared for the exam. Otherwise, you have study and by heart entire 2 books to entire syllabus, and so that's a heavy burden for you. So there's a selection is there. There are some lessons which many questions are not coming, so you can avoid them. And some there's a lesson in grade 11, that is the 3rd lesson. So only one MCQ is given from that lesson. But it's a big lesson. So by studying that much of big lesson, only one MCQ. So what is the value? Only 1 mark for the exam. So if you know what is the point given for the MCQ from that lesson, you just can avoid the entire lesson once again study, only studying that small point. Okay, we'll come back to this. Using different layers of stone, soil, clay, gravel, and sediment. Pressurizing the soil layers with heavy animals like elephants and small-legged animals like bulls. Why elephants? High pressurized. Why bulls? Small-legged animals. So then even the pores, small pores will be filled with soil and clay. Constructing the dam with a wide base. Why wide base should be there? And narrow outcrop surface is there. So I have shown you the shape of the dam. So in this presentation, you can see the shape of the dam. See that wide base is there. So then when they are having a wide base, so that the dam will be so stable. The dam will be so stable. And here you see constructing the dam with a wide base. Constructing curved dams according to gradient in places where there are no natural rivers to drain. Rip-rap wave breaker. So that is known as Ralapanava or Salapanava. It is a granite layer placed on the inner surface of the dam, covering the entire surface, preventing the touch with water. Otherwise, the waves of water will destroy the entire dam. Now see how when these dams like Parakram Samudra had been constructed long before, like sometimes nearly like 1,000 years ago or 1,500 years ago, but still they are alive, still they are really safe because of these things. What is the function of riprap wave breaker? Protecting the tank bund being washed away by the waves of water in the tank. And the sluice, Sorovar. So the rectangular shaped hall going through the dam, which has been made using granite slabs. And I told you that there are two sluices, mud sluice and upper sluice. So function is that it distribute water from the tank through the dam. Silt trap is Visoko 2. It is the square shape well connected to the sluice at the bottom. Function is it controls the destructive pressure. Mohal is a wooden structure which is fixed inside this silt trap, Visoko 2, to control water pressure. So these things are important for MCQs as well. In some MCQs, they have asked what is the function of Mohal. So it was a wooden structure fixed inside the silt trap in early tanks, and the function is to control the water pressure and controls the amount of water released. Right? So now see, this is the model question related to that above factors. Briefly explain the challenges faced by early engineers of constructing tanks. Discuss your answer in relation to the components of tanks and functions of them. The second question. Now we'll see what were the how you can write that answer. So this is the answer. Controlling destructive pressure, keeping gathered water for a long time. See, so you can just complete the blanks. A huge volume of water is gathered in large tanks constructed in the history. Such huge volume of water may create a huge destructive pressure. If that pressure is not controlled, gathered water will create a gathered rate destruction and be released, destroying human settlements as well as agricultural lands because they are located nearby the tank one. If that is destroyed, what would happen? That even the settlements, even the penny lands, everything will be destroyed. To resist that destructive pressure, strong tank bunds were constructed joining two or more hillocks. Selection of a place where trees are now see, even you are writing how a place was selected. Here, what are the things that you can highlight? Huge volume of water. We need to get this power right. Okay, you can feel the plants until I said this. Right, a huge volume of water is gathered in large tanks constructed in history, so that you have to write in your answer. Then you have to write how they constructed storm tank once. Here, three sides were covered by mountains to make the dam. Okay. And on a naturally located rocky surface. See what we have learned, we are using here. And the layers of this one. And even using strong animals like elephants and all. Right? And even You are writing about the wavelength, and you are about a function of it. So everything you can write. Right? So why I highlighted, the highlighted things are important to give marks. Now in the marking scheme, it is mentioned. If these points are there, give marks for the student. If these points are not there, don't give marks. To get marks, you should know what the professor of preparing paper needs to be written. So without knowing that, however you explain, you are not given marks. So that's why sometimes some students, they say, I have written this much of pages in the exam, this much of pages in the exam, but when the results comes, B only or C only. Oh, now we'll go to this one, continuing. Right? Controlling high pressure and distributing tank water. So when distributing water to the canals, the pressure should be controlled. So this one pressure should be controlled when distributing. And if not, the dam is destroyed. If not, the dam is destroyed. And a huge destruction to the entire area. Tank builders design some components like sluice gate connected to silt trap. And to control the water flow through the dam, distribute water. So it is a rectangular shape. Now, so this is the structure. Rectangular shape wall going through the dam, made with granite slab. So see, made with granite slab with this structure. It is connected to the square shaped well called steel trap. So square shaped well, structure of the steel trap is there. And even you are writing about Mohala, the wooden structure which is inside this steel trap. And it controls the water pressure. Silt trap is controlling water pressure. Right. So these things are included in your answer. If not, marks are not given properly. So if anyone wants anything, please send me to WhatsApp, right? So you don't send to chat because I don't sometimes read it, right? So you have to get ready for a seminar before before comes like getting the tutor and all, right? So otherwise difficult. So by doing the seminar, I can't send nothing. Okay, now we'll see what are the past papers given. So now I have to show you now. Now I taught something. I have show you, give you the proofs that these things were there. Right. See, 2016 question. Name two technological parts of a tank. So then you can name two parts of the tank. Briefly describe the construction of one of those parts you name in A, above and its uses. Then you can take that and you can explain how people constructed dams, and about the use you can explain. 5 marks question. See the next question. Fourth one, explain with reference to 3 factors why that large scale irrigation systems were not constructed after the decline of Polonnaruwa kingdom. Now see here, different. Now here, 3 objectives. Once again, they are asking in a negative way. Asking why large scale irrigation systems are not constructed after Polonnaruwa. What are the objectives? Objectives, store water. And to fulfill urban water requirements. And to control floods. Then, what places have been selected by the people after Polonnaruwa? Dambadeniya, Yapawa, Kurunegala, Gampala, Kotte, southwestern regions. Belong in the wet zone, heavy rainfall, 9 months raining, no need of the first objective. What? No need of storing water. And large cities were not built after colonial rule. Very small cities were there with less people because of foreign invasions. Dambadaniya was only just a hillock. Yapur was only just a hillock. Less people were there. So no urban water requirements. And even this area, no floods. No need of controlling floods. So as there were no objectives here, they were not concerned. Once again, the answer is what? Negative side of the fact that we learned. Now I think you understood what I told. So when a student had studied something in the textbook, the 3 objectives, they may think that everything can be written. When suddenly a question like this comes, he will be disappointed. Why? Now they don't know the answer, but the same answer. The negative side. The question can be given to plus side as well as negative side. Okay, we'll see the other question, question 2017. Explain briefly 2 objectives expected by the ancient rulers in constructing large-scale irrigation tanks. Directly they have given. To explain. How many marks? 5 marks. 2018 question. With reference to 2 factors, explain why it was necessary to build large irrigation systems in the historic era. Once again, asking what? Objectives of constructing tanks. This is 2018. 16 given, 17 given, 18 given. And see the 4th part of the question. See this one, sometimes the question number may be changed. So here they have given this one as 4. Here as 4. Here as 3. Why they have given 3? Actually, the subject area that usually they used to give the 3rd question, that here they have neglected. Not given that question. So that's why this has come for 3rd. And this one, tank bund, sluice gate, spill. Describe the structure and the purpose of 2 of above technological parts which could be seen in a tank. Once again, asking about structure and the function. Structure and the function, 6 marks. And see 2019, question number 3 here once again. State 2 ancient canals constructed from River Mahavali. A large reservoir constructed by damming Kalaoya and Malatoy. So only a small part had been given. 2019, they have not paid that much of attention to this section. 20. Explain 3 factors that influence not to build big tanks during the second urbanization era. Second urbanization era is once again this question was repeated. No. Explain with reference to 3 factors why that large-scale irrigation systems are not constructed after the decline of Colonial Kingdom. Colonial Kingdom belongs to first urbanization. Now we are asking second urbanization. Second urbanization means what? That is the time period of Dambadaniya, Yapahua, Kurunagala, Gampola, and Koti. 21 was not this year exam, this is 22. 21 they have not given a question. 22 also they have not given a question because in those 2 years they have changed the structure. Here this one for the question once again. But remember, this time exactly they will give you a question from this section. So they normally not neglecting one section regularly usually. Okay, right. Right, so we have completed this tube. So I tell you that you have to WhatsApp me to this number if you want anything. And I did this seminar with a lot of difficulties of talking because I'm not so well and I did not do classes even today. And I was having so much of talking difficulties, but I did the seminar because I have given it, published it, and even for class people I can manage, but for other people I can't. I don't have any method of just telling them about this, right? So because of that, however, I'm not going to continue this one from here. So I'm going to, if you want the completed note of the second tube, so you just can WhatsApp me to this number asking for the answers for that second tube. So even this completed tube, even this recording, even anything you can obtain by making a WhatsApp message for me to this number. I'm there to help you. Okay, from there I'm going to stop this session here, today's session. And we will be meeting with another free session like this next month, also taking a very important chapter from the exam paper and discussing the answers. If you have any, if you have to ask anything, you can just send me a message now asking. So I'm ready to answer any question. You can send me any message if you want. If not, just I'm going to finish this within another 4 more minutes. Any question to ask? You can send me a chat. Okay, if you want the tune and this recording, you just send me a WhatsApp message to this highlight number. Yeah, I'm sending the completed tune. Okay, I think you got kind of idea about the question and the answer, right? One did not understand 2020 all question. The same question like this, asking explain three factors that influence not to build big tanks during the second urbanization. So that means second urbanization means after Polo. Why after Polo big tanks are not constructed? After Polo, the kingdoms are shifted to where Ramadaniya, Yapampo, Kurunagala, Gampalako, all these kingdoms of second urbanization. So we call that as second urbanization. These kingdoms are located in the wet zone. So when they are in the wet zone, lot of rainfall is there. So no need of storing water. And the cities are small, no urban water requirements, and even no floods, no need of controlling floods. The only three objectives were not there. So that's why they did not construct the tanks. Yeah, if you write the answer under these, the three topics will be. You can write no need of storing water because of heavy rain throughout the year. One reason. Second reason, as the cities in the second urbanization were smaller and not developed, urban water requirements are not met. Third heading, due to the wet zone, lot of floods were not created and no need of controlling floods. So that's good. Even you can use some other reasons for this also, but I just have mentioned what answer with what we have learned. The exams will be there in the month of March next year. Yes, you can ask any question if you want. In wet zone, are there no floods? Yeah, there are some floods, but normally it's not a flooded area because the rivers are not flowing so slowly like in the dry zone. Is any question to ask? If not, we are going to finish today's work. Can you repeat the second reason? Second reason, the cities in the second urbanization were not big and the urban water requirements were less. Asking, did they store flood water? No, we can't say that they stored flood water. But here, that water can be stored in tanks and later you can use it as irrigation. Right. If any question is not there, so the others you can just leave. And this is the end of the seminar. And thank you for joining. And if you have, and if you want any help, so just WhatsApp me. I'll be ready to help. Okay, good night and God bless for everyone who joined. Okay, God bless and good night.